Let's begin. Number 1. The Lost City of Ubar. Imagine finding a city so rich that ancient legends called it the Atlantis of the desert, and then it vanished without a trace. For centuries, people searched for a mysterious city called Ubar. It was mentioned in old Arabic stories as a powerful trading hub filled with wealth from frankincense, one of the most valuable commodities of the ancient world. But there was a problem. No one could prove Ubar ever existed. Many historians believed it was just a myth, a desert fairy tale passed down through generations. Then, in the 1990s, researchers used satellite images to examine the vast deserts of Oman. Hidden beneath the sand, they discovered ancient caravan routes all leading to the same location. Had the lost city finally been found? Excavations revealed the remains of a settlement with towers, walls, and evidence of long-distance trade. The discovery shocked the world, but the mystery only deepened. Some archaeologists argued that the site wasn't a giant city at all. Instead, it may have been a fortified trading post that controlled valuable trade routes across Arabia. Even stranger, part of the settlement had collapsed into a massive limestone sinkhole. Over time, the desert swallowed what remained. So did Ubar truly exist? The answer depends on who you ask. Some call it one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the modern era. Others believe the legendary city is still out there, buried somewhere beneath the endless sands. Number 2. The Saltman. In 1993, miners in Iran made a discovery that looked impossible. Deep inside the ancient Cherabad salt mine, they found a human head sticking out of solid salt. It wasn't a skeleton. The man still had hair, a beard, and even an earring. His skin was preserved so well that he looked as if he had died only recently, but he had actually been dead for around 1,700 years. Archaeologists named him one of the Salt Men. As excavations continued, more bodies emerged from the mine. Some still wore boots, others had pieces of clothing, tools, and personal belongings preserved beside them. The secret was the salt itself. Salt removes moisture and creates an environment where bacteria struggle to survive. Instead of decomposing, the bodies were naturally mummified. Researchers believe several of the men were miners caught in catastrophic tunnel collapses centuries apart. One salt man may have lived during the Achaemenid Empire, the same empire once ruled by kings like Darius I. That means some of these bodies are more than 2,300 years old. Even their stomach contents survived, allowing scientists to study what they ate before they died. Today, the Saltmen remain among the best preserved ancient human remains ever discovered. Thanks to ordinary salt, their final moments were frozen in time for thousands of years. Number 3. The Lost Army of Cambyses. In 524 before Christ, the most powerful empire on earth sent an army into the desert, and it never came back. According to the ancient Greek historian Herodotus, the Persian king Cambyses II ordered 50,000 soldiers to march across Egypt toward the distant oasis of Siwa. Their mission was simple: destroy the famous oracle of Amun. The army left civilization behind and entered the vast Sahara. For days, they crossed endless dunes under a burning sun. Then something terrifying happened. After reaching an oasis, witnesses reported that a massive sandstorm swept across the desert. The sky turned black, walls of sand swallowed everything in sight, and the entire army vanished. Not a single soldier returned. For more than 2,500 years, historians argued over whether the story was real or just a legend. Then explorers began finding strange clues deep in the desert: ancient weapons, bronze arrowheads, fragments of human bones. Some researchers believed these discoveries could belong to the lost Persian force. To this day, no one has found a definitive battlefield or mass grave that proves the army's fate, so the mystery remains. Number 4. The alien baby of Onavas. What looked like an alien baby turned out to be one of archaeology's strangest discoveries. In 2003, workers restoring an old church in the tiny Mexican town of Onavas uncovered a burial site unlike anything they expected. Inside were dozens of skeletons from around 1,000 years ago, but one skull immediately stood out. It had an extremely elongated head. The shape was so unusual that photos spread across the internet, and many people claimed it was proof of extraterrestrials. The mystery deepened when researchers examined the remains more closely. The skull belonged to a child. Its head had been intentionally reshaped during infancy by tightly binding boards or cloth around it for years. This practice, known as cranial deformation, was used by several ancient cultures around the world. To them, the altered skull wasn't strange at all. It was a symbol of status, identity, or beauty. But the surprises didn't stop there. Some of the skeletons also showed unusual dental modifications. Teeth had been filed and decorated, suggesting complex cultural traditions that had largely been forgotten. Sometimes the most mysterious discoveries don't reveal visitors from another world. They reveal how strange our own world has always been. Number 5. Valley of the Whales. Imagine finding an entire desert filled with whale skeletons. In the heart of Egypt's Sahara lies a place called Wadi al-Hitan, or the Valley of the Whales. Today, it's one of the driest places on Earth, but 40 million years ago, it was covered by a warm, ancient ocean. Scattered across the sand are hundreds of fossilized whales. Some skeletons stretch more than 60 feet long. Their skulls, ribs, and vertebrae remain remarkably preserved, as if the sea vanished only yesterday. But the most incredible discovery wasn't the whales themselves. Scientists found ancient whale species with tiny hind legs still attached to their bodies. These animals, including Basilosaurus and Dorodon, were caught in the middle of evolution. Their ancestors once walked on land, and these small legs were a leftover reminder of that past. Researchers also uncovered fossils of sharks, crocodiles, sea turtles, and other marine creatures, revealing an entire prehistoric ecosystem buried beneath the desert. Today, visitors walk among giant whale skeletons surrounded by endless dunes. The Valley of the Whales proves something almost impossible to imagine. One of the world's greatest whale graveyards exists hundreds of miles from the nearest ocean. The NPC is grateful you watched until the end. For more relatable NPC content, subscribe and leave a like.